You can twist it off with your fingers, but that really hurts my fingers for some reason, only because the corners of these are really sharp. So to get that off, you're going to take your second biggest screw, which is this one right here, and I stick the ball part into here. That way when I try to resell it, the brim of the outside of here isn't all scratched up. So I stick that in there, and you just turn a little bit, and then once you get it going, you can do it with your hand comfortably. And so that's the backing cap, also really lightweight aluminum. And to get this zit kit out, all you do is you pull up on the bolts, you push it forward all the way, push back down, and SweetLeaks123, his account got suspended or whatever, but yeah, he taught me that in a video, so I'm not going to take credit for it, but yeah. So and then once you do that, you push back and like really fast on the bolt, and then it'll pop right out. So that's your rammer, also known as the zit kit, and then it says right there, Ego, and yeah, so that prevents, kick. You still do get a little bit of kick, I'll show you in the shooting video, but it also, it cuts it down. To put it back in, you pull your bolt up, you push that back down, and then you can screw it back in. It's a lot easier to screw it back in than take it out with your fingers, but I still like to, get it in there all the way nice and tight. Just like that. Okay. That's what she said. Alright, anyways, to put it back, pull your bolts like you did before, right there, and you're good to go. No, you're not good to go. Sorry. There you go. Now you're good to go. Alright. I'm going to show you the regulator now. To take that off, it's normal to take your macro line out. You push in. You can see that moving right there. You push in. You hold that little ring down, and you pull the macro line right out. And the regulator, you can quickly twist right off. And to get to the inside, you can twist that off too. And you have the same thing that you had with the LPR, but now you have, a bigger version of that inside of here. So with the 09 Ego, they upgraded to a spring instead of, having the little cuppies where you had you had them like that. You would have a whole bunch of little cups, and then you have to stack them up. Then put another one on top of that and stack that up all the way, and it would eventually be that tall. But now you only have one piece to deal with. The string is a little bit heavy though. I think that way, it's not all, you can tighten it and loosen it well. So yeah, that's probably the heaviest thing that I've taken off of my gun as far as a small part. It is pretty heavy, but yeah, it's not terribly heavy, but for a little thing like that, I think they could have done better. But yeah, put that back in, just drop it in there, and then you can take that thing in there out the same way. There's the hole right there. And you can twist that back in. I'm pretty sure you can unscrew this too, but I don't want to mess with that right now. But yeah, you can screw that right back in. And it is a swivel, so you can twist that right here without, unscrewing anything. That way when your hand is gripping it and you accidentally move it, it's not going to unscrew your regulator. So it does have a swivel, but if you really want to unscrew it, you have to grab it from the bottom, grab the whole thing, and then unscrew it. So yeah, put that back in, just screw it in, like that. If I can get it. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight, and yeah. Just stick the macro line back in, pull on it, make sure you have it in there good. There you go. So yeah, you do have a swivel, so I grip my gun from up here, but if you like to grip it from the regulator, you have a swivel, and they did cut, as you can see, a little hole in the 09 Ego, so that we can fit your thumb in there nice and, comfortably. So yeah, but if you do accidentally move that, it's not going to unscrew your regulator, it's only going to swivel that. Yeah, the ball detents and the eyes are right underneath here. To unscrew that, you're going to have to take off your grip from here and from here. Just unscrew those three, that and that, and that nut, and then you unscrew that, and then the eye cover right here will come off, and then the eyes are a cord. They come right down through here and then into the board, and then they connect like right in here. And then also behind that you have your ball detent. If you ever need to replace that, you just do it like you're taking out the eyes or cleaning in there or whatever. The trigger, 4-point adjustment. You have 1, 2, and then up top here 3, 4. So you have the adjustment of if you like with the I'll get to that later. But if you want to use the micro switch, which they do have another way of shooting, if you want to use a micro switch, you can adjust that screw right there, the top one, and that's like how soon the micro switch will be hit. And then the one below that is how far you can pull the trigger back before it stops. And then up here, the first one is how far the trigger comes like back toward this way, and then the one behind that is the the one in front of that, I'm sorry, is the magnet, and that's how hard or how easy it is to pull the trigger. So I did set my trigger to how I like it, and yeah. LCD display, to turn it on, just hold the middle button down, and it should focus in a little bit. Maybe not. Okay. You can't really read it. I do have a kind of, well, I have actually a really nice camera. I can hold it up right here. Wow, I really, like, that's how messy my table is right now. But yeah. So, there's my camera. Alright, there. There's me. But yeah. So, I have a nice camera, but it isn't a very good video taping camera. Oh, shit. My bad. Yeah, that's probably why it's not a very good video taping camera. Probably broke it. But yeah, anyways, it's not a very good video. Oh, I need to tighten that, that's why. I have it on a tripod. Yeah, it's not a very good video taping camera, so the quality is kind of crappy. You can't really read the display. Okay. I will take that off the garbage can. Alright. So, I do have it on training mode so you can hear the solenoid. To change the settings, you hold down the middle button. You can't even read it, so I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. And then it'll ask you if you want to turn it off, which you can't read. And if you don't want to turn it off, you just push up or down, and then it'll go to a different setting. But if you do want to turn it off, just push the button on off, and it turns off. It is sound activated. I'll do it again. It's turning it on, and that's turning it off. So yeah, I think I talked about it. Oh no, the ASA, I haven't talked about that. Is like really easy to screw in and out when you have the tank on. It's simple, just screw that way, turn the air on, turn that way, turn the air off. And you don't have to just do it really hard or anything, it's perfect. So yeah. Now I'll talk about how it shot on the field. Very, very, very accurate. Like the first game that I actually played with it, I just laned towards snake, like that way anyone that tried to get in a snake would get hit, obviously. Or, I would try to. And so I just laned right there, and actually 4 people were going to try to bump into each one of the snakes, and I got all 4 of them out just by landing into snake. Every ball hit the same spot, so very accurate. It had a little bit of kick to it, but I do grip it nice, so I can control that. It was like very efficient. I shoot with a little 45-50 Ninja tank, and I think I went through like maybe